Soro got his chance. Abdallah. Majority of the team built up of development squad. Tanzania. Plenty of scouts are keeping eyes on their players, and no wonder as they try and pick their way through. And they do it with quality and an end product. Are Tanzania on their way to making history? Amis Miambo gets them off to a flyer. Senegal shocked. Tanzania. Demo, he has to be a bit more careful. Another set piece. Can they do better from this? Near post flick on. Great save, but it's fallen perfectly. And Senegal have their equaliser. Saidina Issa Aidara, the coach, said they could be pivotal, and so it's proven. Haji Abdallah looks stunned. So, Tanzania taking the route of Paris Saint-Germain. Going first doesn't guarantee anything, but it certainly, statistically, has a marginal edge given. Of course, if you're going second, there's a high chance you're going to be left knowing it's score or bust. Well, for Senegal, it was relatively straightforward against Mali. They scored their first three before Mali missed the first. Can then gave two-time former winners hope. Doumbia and Maiga both missed, allowing Bodji to settle the affair. Although the number 7, having been subbed off, won't be taking part. And then in the semi-final, 7-6. They had trailed initially before leading, but it was topsy-turvy until the end. And in sudden death, Biaye with the clincher as Elaki was denied. For Tanzania, 4 from 4 against Algeria sent them through when Valmy missed. Despite missing their first against Egypt, they turned it around by scoring their last 4. So they've been clutching in 4s. Can he bring them a forward march to take them to the promised land? In truth, if Tanzania were to win this, it might feel like they're settling in Mars or up, flying past Saturn, as it would be really out of this world for them to go from 3 group stage exits to then lift the title. They've only ever won 1 match before this 2026 edition. They lost 6 in a row in their previous 2 appearances, and yet here they are against the 2023 champions, who themselves, before that triumph, they had only qualified twice and gone out in the group stage. Now looking for a second crown in 3 editions. Making it clear what he's expecting. Well, they want to have a blast, but really the pressure is far too great to enjoy it unless you go on to be celebrating. So up first It's the main man, Suleiman Faye. Can he get Senegal off to a flyer? The keeper gets a touch, but not enough to deny Senegal's number 10. Coolly struck. Frustration for Abdallah, relief for Faye. Well, they've certainly experienced this more than most. Quarterfinals and semi-finals, penalty kicks were needed. It's that time again. Well, he was a hero. He's trying to do so again. Assad Sarr stepping up to the plate. Elik Yusuf. Oh, a strong hand. You could hear it. Picked up by the microphones. But again, the ball's ultimately ended up in the back of the net to the relief of the goal scorer. Pure tension. Well, Yusuf, that's 2 spot kicks he's now successfully made out of the 3. Now it's Emile Sadio for Senegal's 2nd spot kick. Can he keep the Senegal train trucking? Yes, he can. Beautiful spot kick, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Never in doubt. 3 from 3 now from quarterfinals to this final. He was wanting a penalty late on. He was a bit light of a feather in the challenge. And he has got a spot kick opportunity now. Well, they got their first goal of the tournament, but this one with so much more pressure, but he strikes it with aplomb. Imbe Gelendi. Means we're all square at 2 apiece. Well, that makes up for missing the first penalty in the semi-final against Egypt. The first taker successfully though against Algeria, elected to get Yusuf to get them up and running. A little less pressure helping out, but here is the goal scorer that ultimately took us to penalties. Dion scored 2 minutes after coming on as a substitute. Long run up, long night if it continues like this. Plays the conductor to the crowd. Really a wonderful spot kick. Goalkeeper picked the right way. Didn't matter. First time he's been involved in the spot kicks. Showed nerves of steel. Well, he was probably one of those who would be pushing to be a man of the match. Kylian Demo did net his spot kick in the semi-final success. Can he rely on that experience against Sarr? Oh, he's got it all wrong. he got so much right, but not that time. Senegal's captain calls for calm, but it is advantage Senegal. Well, it's only the second penalty Tanzania have missed at this under-17 AFCON, because they didn't need a fifth penalty against Algeria, and they made up for missing their first against Egypt to go through 4-3. Senegal themselves did fourth spot kick against Mali when they were the cusp of going through. 3 misses against Morocco, but no error here. So calm, so cool. Cher Thior may have opened the door for a second under-17 AFCON crown. And that does mean that this one is pivotal. Tanzania must score, or they will hand the title to Senegal. Emile Sadio with the pressure, and it's been saved! The dream of a first East African champion is over, because Senegal have won it out between the penalty shootout masters. Both needed them through the quarterfinals and semi-finals, but it is Senegal who have edged Tanzania 4-2, and they are once again under-17 African champions. Heartbreak for a brave and talented Tanzania side. Senegal took time to get up and running, but now they're running around Samurai Stadium in ecstasy. 2023 was a watershed moment for Senegalese football, and now the captain Hassan Sarr will lift the 2026 under-17 AFCON crown after a brilliant save, denying Sadio. Hussein Mbegu denied. And Senegal, now two-time AFCON champions. No wonder they celebrate. It was a hard-fought final. They had the multiple chances, but not always of great quality. But their coach, Seydina Issa Aitara, who only took charge just before the tournament, said set pieces would be vital, and one delivered their equaliser. And it's a 4-2 victory on penalties. Senegal, African champions again. Well, it was looking like it might be another first-time winner. And Senegal have made sure that's not the case.
je tiens. Félicitations pour la victoire.
Merci beaucoup.
Et pour ce trophée, c'est quoi ton sentiment actuellement?
Tout d'abord, je remercie mes coéquipiers et les coachs. On a fait un bon travail. Et sans que vous voulez, c'est pas facile, mais Dieu merci, hein, il nous a facilité la tâche. On les remercie. Merci beaucoup.
C'est quoi ton message pour le public qui sont venus?
Merci beaucoup. Ils ont fait un grand match. Nous souhaitons dans tous les côtés, dans les bons moments. Inch'Allah, rendez-vous à la Coupe du Monde. On va se bien préparer. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Une photo.
Well, they took the honours. Mohamed Wanya getting the Man of the Match award. In the end, Atanasi ends the top goal scorer, but it'll be of little consolation given the major prize has gone by the wayside. But Tanzania will hope this is the start of a more promising era, that ultimately they couldn't become the third straight first-time winners of the Under-17 AFCON, because Senegal are the sixth nation to win it for a second time. Well, both needed penalties throughout the knockout phase. Senegal knocking out Mali and Morocco through spot kicks. Well, Morocco had beaten Cameroon and then went on to lose to Egypt, who took the bronze medal. Tanzania putting out Algeria and Egypt by penalties. To Egypt had thrashed Cote d'Ivoire. And ultimately it was penalties once again, and Senegal were spotless in their execution. And ultimately Kilendemo and Mbegu were denied by misfiring, the latter by Senegal's captain, choosing the right way, Hassan Sarr, earning the final moment to unleash this joyous occasion for the Lions of Teranga. The players understandably enjoying their moment. This is one they will hope to experience more and more as they move through their footballing careers. The senior side has been producing. It's the youth sides that's been powering those achievements. There you see it, the trophy they've all been fighting for. 16 sides started the journey here, 2026 edition in Morocco. Soon, trophy will be brought out. Alexandre Song with the privilege of bringing the trophy out beforehand. Now have the honour of bringing it out for the young Lions of Teranga to lift. Well, certainly should be a big ovation for Tanzania when they go up to get the runner-up medals. They have been a great credit to the tournament and to a style of football that was hugely enjoyable. Senegal recovering from that hard knock against South Africa on match day 1, with Seydina Issa Aitara only appointed weeks before the tournament. He was so concentrated, pensive, worried through the match that now he is rightly in full celebration mode, along with the entire young Lion of Teranga squad and coaching staff. Well, Egypt here, having earned the bronze medal yesterday in beating Morocco, which would have been mighty relief to them. Something to enjoy, particularly after Morocco won so emphatically the bronze at the Paris Olympic Games just a couple of years ago. Well, a player who brings the trophy out should be inspiration for the youngsters who want to have half the career the Cameroon international had. 49 caps for his country, representing first in his career Bastia in France before Arsenal, Barcelona, ending his career in Switzerland with Sion, a La Liga champion with the Catalans in 2013. Didn't quite get his hands on the senior AFCON, a runner-up in 2008. He did play himself for the Domino Lions under-17 squad, so he knows what it was like to be where they are now. Dr. Patrice Motsepe leading out the dignitaries. CAF getting bigger, stronger and better, as we've seen from this expanded under-17 tournament, now an annual celebration of youth football. Loving the hat. Not sure where you can necessarily purchase your own, but it's been an exquisite tournament. And now Senegal prepare the ultimate enjoyment. Well, Alex Song, who deposited the trophy, lifted the title back in 2003 when it was the African Under-17 Championship held in Swaziland. Now it's the players of today who have their moment to celebrate. Well, always tough to receive awards when you've come second in the one that truly matters. But a great honor for Kassim Maimbo. Player of the tournament, really representing how good Tanzania were throughout the campaign. But he has double delights. It would have been very much between him and Al-Dala. But ultimately, the goalkeeper, who's shone brightest in the spot kicks, has taken his place as the best goalkeeper in the competition. Ultimate big game goalkeeper. He proved that again. He said, my teammates trust me, and no wonder. And the top goal scorer, it's another prize, and it goes to the 14-year-old wonder kid, Dimas Atanasi, a name to look out for. Calls Eden Hazard his football idol. European teams already tracking him. Reminder, 14 years old, 3 goals, meaning he takes away the golden boot. Certainly difficult to try and plot the best path at such a young age. About picking the right destination. He certainly made a huge statement here with his performance. Well, it's a real prize giving for Tanzania. Chole also picking up the award. To the best player of the competition, Issa Chole. Ultimately, East African nation just coming up short. Well, proud moment. Mohamed Rafiq Aouina of Algeria, itching to get up and receive his medal, as he and his officials certainly deserve. Ably assisted by his linesman Yassine Ben Slama, his compatriot Yassine Saoudwi of Tunisia, as well as Widi Stefan Nga, the 4th official from Cameroon. Huge roar. Officials were great, but it's probably not for them. Unless there's family and friends nearby. Certainly the Senegalese side itching to get to their trophy. But first up, they had the heartbreak of losing out in the semi-finals, but bounced back to beat Morocco by 2-0, the 3rd place playoff, and that means bronze for Egypt. Still just the 1 title earned in 1997, but it's their best finish since 2003 when they were 4th. They are starting to re-emerge as a well-drilled and talented squad. Their major triumph came in Botswana, beating Mali 1-0 in the final. Just struggled to get back to a final. But now, with it being an annual event, they'll have a chance next year to go again. It's so exciting seeing their victory over Côte d'Ivoire, who themselves shown themselves to be a very useful outfit. The young Pharaohs just blew them away. 3-0 up at half-time. A Mokhtar double with Bashir netting in between. And while Cissé netted from the spot, Saudi rounded off a 4-1 victory. Beaten by Tanzania, spot kicks, but beating Morocco by 2-0. El Said, and then a late clincher from Bashir means Morocco finish third place. Well, a wonderful sign from Senegal, a guard of honor for their beaten finalists. So much respect earned by the Serengeti boys. They just couldn't quite get over the line. What a story. They only qualified for their first under-17 AFCON in 2017, but they did manage to pick up 4 points, but still crashed out of the group stage. In 2019 and last year, they lost all 6 group games they played, and yet they've come here and taken away so many of the individual awards. They just couldn't upgrade silver to gold in a final shootout. Certainly the Tanzanian development squad has shown they are going massively in the right direction. Could there be a huge future ahead for Tanzanian football as East Africa looks to show itself off to the world, not just Africa, in 2027. Kenya, Uganda will join Tanzania in the summer of 2027 for the changes led by Patrice Motsepe. We'll see the Africa Cup of Nations moving line with other tournaments and being every 4 years, becoming a quadrennial tournament. Means a good pathway, annual under-17, biennial under-20. Just make the big occasion that much more special. Well, hugely deserved second place, but it's Senegal who will celebrate, because they are once again going to lift the ultimate prize under 17 level in Africa. A little kiss early doors as the players take in the moment and not looking to let a single second pass without fully appreciating. Certainly make sure you don't forget the names. Always hard to know who will progress. At the moment they are on cloud 9. Well, he's getting ready to lift Once his teammates are all with their medals and in place. It was 2023 when Senegal became first-time winners. First time since Mali earned their first of two successive titles, 2015 and 2017. They now join an elite list. Just the sixth nation to win two titles. Mali, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and the Gambia. And now Senegal, Burkina Faso, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt and Senegal were on one. But the young Lions of Teranga, through their penalty prowess, have brought themselves back to the pinnacle. In 2023, they had to come from behind to beat Morocco 2-1 in regulation time. This time, it's a penalty that has seen them through. Hassan Sarr denying Mbegu, and seeing the victory secured. Well, Patrice Motsepe electing to hand over the trophy in front of the big letters that spell out what Senegal now are for the second time. They're getting the full build-up. Hassan Sarr now lifts the trophy. Senegal under-17 AFCON Morocco 2026 champions, and for the second time in their history. Two times in the last three editions, in the past 3 years. They are a nation to reckon with at any age level. Well, they did it the hard way, but they showed so much grit, determination, and no little skill to have their moment of levity and celebration. Senegal, African champions once again. Certainly won't forget the occasion here at the Moulay El Hassan Stadium. The first title won in Algeria, and once again in North Africa, this time in Morocco. And they have certainly rocked the Casbah all the way to the ultimate prize.